Hi, I'm Bruce Schechter, and I'm here with my SVBIG colleague, Tom Schroeder. The two of us founded this organization 11 years ago, and we've been having great fun as mentors ever since. So today we're going to speak to you about the process of being a mentor. For prospective mentors or ones that have recently signed up to be mentors, we're going to explain the process. So we're going to talk about mentor matching. We're going to talk about the role of the mentor. We'll talk about the role of the lead mentor, and finally, the expectation we have on the startup companies on how they work with us. So Tom, why don't you talk about the matching?
Okay, so mentor matching is really about you and what's interesting to you. So people at SVBIG will make an attempt to link people up to ventures that they think would make sense, but it's really what you're interested in and where you can have some fun. So it's really important to think about, what would be good for me and what would be fun for me to do. An important aspect of mentor matching is you don't have to be an expert in the particular market or technology that some venture is working in. That it's really important in the discussions you'll find you'll want to up-level the discussions to more general business topics like customers and partners and business models and you name it. And to do that, you don't really need to be an expert. Chances are we'll find an expert somewhere in the SVBIG group who can come in any particular venture and have a little expertise the rest of us may not have, but it's not important for everybody to have that expertise. So Bruce, you want to talk about the mentor roles now?
Absolutely. So let me talk about the role you're signing up for as a mentor. It doesn't need to be onerous. You're at a minimum, what you're signing up for is a once a month meeting with our team. Our mentoring team gets on the video call with the startup team back at Purdue. Now, we aim for a long-term engagement. So ideally 12-month period. And within that, again, the minimum is you're on the phone once a month with your team. Often our mentors will optionally go and do one-on-one topics with the teams. Like, for example, some of our mentors have been interested in the role of the female leader in a startup, or the role of some legal topic within the company, or sales or customer engagement topic offline. But generally, we all are signing up for being a business coach, being a sounding board. So we listen to their description of how things are going or what they're focused on back there, and we give feedback as we see. We try to be proactive in jumping in and pointing out things that we feel need attention. We don't sign up we're not investors in the company. I mean, on occasion, somebody after their mentoring period might be, but that's rare, and we don't want to set that as an expectation. We don't do routine work like meeting scheduling, or we don't create documents for them. We let them do that kind of stuff. So, Tom, do you want to talk about the role of the lead mentor?
So the lead mentor, and you may decide in some venture you want to be the lead mentor, which is great. But it's the same role as other mentors to begin with, as a business coach, an advisor, and a good listener to what the venture is trying to accomplish. But then the lead mentor has kind of an administrative role also, and that is to make sure the process is working, that we're well engaged with both the company as well as SVBIG, and the meetings are scheduled, coaching the CEO of the venture, who we're going to push to manage this process, to do everything to keep it going. So keeping it on track, reporting back to the rest of SVBIG on what we're doing with a particular venture, but both a normal mentor coaching as well as an administrative role to keep the process moving forward. You want to talk about the CEO for the venture and what their role is, Bruce?
Certainly. So first and foremost, we look to the CEO at the startup team to define the objectives that we engage with them on. So as early as the very first meeting that we in SVBIG hold with that company, we want them to try to, again, up-level the conversation to what are the key objectives and what would be examples of that. Well, historically, very often it's the engagement of early customers. Like these can be technologists who really don't have a natural proclivity to engage customers. So we coach them on how to make that happen. Another great example would be preparing to go talk to investors. They may very well have never done that before, very likely not ever done that before. So we can be the role of the practice session, practice their pitch, crispen the story before they go and engage those investors. We would look to them to be proactive in using their SVBIG resources. So in other words, ideally we're pushing them. They should be calling us when they have issues rather than we're calling them asking, well, how can we help? Finally, we would encourage them to constantly update us with new news. Like when things go well for them, we want to know about it because that gives us better background on how to be helpful to them. So let's review. Tom, what's your first takeaway?
I don't know, if I had one biggest takeaway for a potential mentor, I'd say make it something that's interesting to you and make it fun. Yeah, have a good time with it. Bruce, what do you think?
Yes, and I would say don't let it be onerous. You sign up as a mentor for whatever you want, as much work as you want to give to it. That's what we take from you.
Yeah, another one I think would be you don't have to be an expert. So you don't have the sense that you have to be an ag expert to mentor an ag startup, because you don't. We'll find someone else who can have some expertise. You don't have to be the expert.
And we would say always try to up-level the conversation. Try to get out of the weeds and get them focused on the big picture.
And then lastly, I'd say push the CEO of the venture to drive the mentoring process and do the work, by the way. So drive the process and do the work to get the most out of it for them. So those are 5 takeaways that I think make sense. What do you think, Bruce?
That's great. We'll see you out there in the mentoring teams.
All right, go for it.